Hello and welcome to CEAZOR Snack Sandwich. Today we're going to take a look at Multichain. Now Multichain used to be anySWAP. Now why have they changed? They changed because they just want to rebrand. In the past, they were trying to build a bridge that also allowed for the swapping of tokens. So anySWAP was a suitable name, but however, they've decided to focus purely on bridging. So what is bridging? Bridging is taking one token from one chain and putting it on your wallet on another chain. And that's basically what this protocol will do for you. And as you go down through here, just to give you kind of an idea of what we're talking about, as you can see, they are currently supporting all of these chains. And they are allowing the bridge of 1,153 tokens. Now, just to give you a scale, an idea of what that looks like, that looks something like this. That's a lot of support for a lot of tokens, and they can bridge these tokens through all of these different chains and so forth. Now, you can't bridge every one of these tokens to all of these other chains. Of course, you have to check to make sure that this token is supported on another chain and that there is possibly some use on these other chains as well. Okay, now again, I don't think this is the entire list of tokens that are supported either. I think this is just give you an idea of like the scale of what's going on here. However, there are some tokens in here that I recognize and so forth. But anyways, let's go over to the UI here. So if you go into the app here, you can see that there are some tabs up at the top. Let's talk first about this multi. They're rebranding, so they're changing the any token to the multi-chain. So if you have any tokens, you can come here, you can burn them and mint one-to-one for the multi-token. Now, what does the multi-token do? It doesn't do a lot right now. There's some talk here about there will be a governance token, and there will be something about VE multi, so there's some sort of time locking in the future, and then some sort of like perhaps minting, mining, reward liquidities, and so forth like this. So you can read through this and find out if you think this token is worth holding or not, or getting or investing in, and so forth. But let's go over back to the tab here, and we see here the second one we see is router. Now, before, when it used to be called anySWAP, there was two here. There was bridge and router. Now, it's important to understand the difference between these because it plays a role in what's going on. So let's go into the docs here, and we can see we have bridge and router. So I'll talk a little bit about bridge and explain to you how it works. It's pretty simple. Let's say you have a token on Ethereum or on some chain, the native chain of that token. You basically interact with this. You put it here, you put the amount, you press send, and it's going to deposit it into a smart contract to hold it. Then these nodes that are off chain, basically they're watching these smart contracts, and they see, oh, he's put 10,000 Ethereum in there. Wow, he's a whale. So let's mint him some Ethereum on another chain. So let's use USDT as an example. So let's say I had 10,000 USDT. I put it in here. These nodes see it, they mint me 10,000 FUSDT on Phantom, and I have that FUSDT in my wallet now. Or the opposite, let's say I want to go back to Ethereum, then I interact with this contract, and I burn my FUSDT, and the nodes see that I burned this, and then it releases me the USDT to my wallet. So that's how the bridge works. And then we have the router, which is basically the way a lot of other bridges work. And what that means, why would you use the router instead of the bridge? The only reason to use the router, in my opinion, is because you've deployed your token on multiple chains already. So if I have my token, let's say the sausage token is deployed on Ethereum and it's deployed on Phantom already, and I want to bridge, I want to set up the bridge. So I talk to Multichain, I say, hey, I want to bridge my tokens. Can you help me out? And then they're like, sure. Do you have it on both chains? And I'm like, yes. So then they're going to ask me to supply liquidity on both sides of the bridge so that people can send money through. So I send, 62 sausage into here, and this contract here releases 62 sausage to me. And then the problem with this is if this contract doesn't have 62 sausage inside, it cannot release it to me, right? However, with this bridge, it's unlimited. Like if I put the sausage in here, it's going to mint those sausage for me. So it's unlimited amount. So you never have to worry about this problem. Now, to give you an idea of how it looks, if we look at USDC here, let's say I wanted to bridge 4 million. I wouldn't be able to because there's only 3 million inside this pool on Binance Smart Chain. And then if I go to another chain, like maybe Polygon, let's try Polygon, where's Matic? Here. And I wanted to send it from Ethereum to Polygon, I would get hit with this, oh, you can only send 260. However, let's say I change this token to Magic Internet Money, then you'll notice that there is no pool here. It is unlimited. And we can check this if we go to pool here. Okay, so if we come here, we can see Magic Internet Money. I click here. I say, oh, there is the Ethereum pool, because that's the native chain of Magic Internet Money, and it does lock up that there. However, all these other chains have unlimited, so you can send it there and as much as you possibly want, within the limits, of course, of the router, which I will show you in a sec. But however, with USDC, all of the contracts do have limitations on how much you can send there. So let's go to router. And we do look down here. There are some fees sometimes. Okay, if you want to send tokens to some chains, there might be some gas fees. Okay, so right now there's a 0.09 gas fee. So if I put $100, I'm only going to get 99.1 on the other chain. It's not really. It's so that they can pay this gas fee on Binance Smart Chain, and it's an estimation. It's not an exact gas fee because they don't know how much it's going to cost. So they kind of just overshoot it a little bit and make some. There are some limitations on how much you can send. So the minimum is $12. You can't send less than $12, and you cannot send more than $5 million. And if you try to send more than $1 million, it's going to take 12 hours or so. However, if we do change the chain to Phantom, you'll notice that Phantom is very cheap. The gas is very cheap. So they're like, hey, well, we'll do this for free. Or maybe Andre has asked them to do it. I'm not sure. So there's no fees for sending it to Phantom. It's free. And even the limits have changed as well, right? So you have to kind of look down at these reminders. They are different for every token and for every chain. So, take a look at this before you send stuff. Now, after you do send stuff, let's say it says here 12 hours for sending $10 million. But who's sending $10 million? Like, hopefully not everybody, but some people, maybe one day, right? So if you want to send these tokens across to the other chain, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. It does say here 10 to 30 minutes. However, usually for me, it takes 1 to 2 minutes, and I get it, maybe even less, right? And sometimes it says here pending. It'll be like, it'll pop up, I will pay my transaction. It'll pop up and say pending. However, the tokens are already there. Now, how can you find this out? If you go to this one here where it says Explorer, then you'll end up on this page, and you can just paste your transaction hash. And that would be like, as you see, the MetaMask will pop up here. It'll say, oh, transaction confirmed. You click that, you get your hash, and you stick it in here. And then you can see all the pending transactions. It'll show you your specific transaction. And you can see all the 12 seconds. They are waiting to accept it. So people are sending stuff through here, and it takes a minute or two to confirm, and then 3 minutes it's minting, or 11 minutes minting. So it takes time sometimes, but it's probably there. And if it's not there, you can at least come here and watch and say, oh, it's happening. It knows that my tokens are on the way. So I'm not too worried. Now, one more thing I want to talk about. Remember I said that, if you are these two types of bridges, and if you are a project and you want to bridge your token, or you want to go multi-chain and you want to use multi-chain to do so, then I would suggest you try to do this. However, if you already have on the other token deployed, then you have to use the router. But either way, whichever one you want to do, if you want to be on this chain or use this chain, you have to apply. Okay, so you would come to the main website here. It's down here. It says free listing. You just list, and the only you would click that, and you would end up on this true form here. You go through, answer all the questions. There are all kinds of questions like where you want to go, and do you have it on the other chains or just the native chain? All these kinds of questions, right? So you answer them, you fill in the blanks, you tell them your answers, and they will get back to you maybe on Telegram or something and say, okay, we have it set up. Now, the only speculation that I know, the only restriction or the only requirement is that you are listed on CoinGecko. So, get that done first and then come here looking for the listing of your token on the bridge. So I guess that pretty much covers it. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.